This ass is for what.
What's up, girl? How you doing? How you
I
been?
I've been busy as heck. Oh my gosh. Like, it's been just one thing after the next, and I haven't really gotten my breath got up from air this whole
Yeah.
week yet. So it's definitely been busy, but I know that you got a busy life as well,
Oh yeah.
Mr.
It's
CEO.
yeah. It's been challenging trying to weigh it all out. I've got a lot of stuff on my plate, and I've got a very limited time to try to get everything done. And
Hmm.
but I've been out with COVID. Like
Oh, dang.
I've been out with COVID, man. So I'm still recovering now, but yeah, it got me pretty bad actually. Um,
Dang. I'm so
yeah,
sorry. I'm glad you're getting better though.
yeah. It's I say it got me really bad, but for me, the way I felt is, I was kind of dizzy. You know what I mean? I went home, laid down, relaxed, and then that next morning, I was like, I felt bad. And a lot of people say they have fevers, but like me, my body was just like sweating. You know what I mean? Almost like you just got a good workout in. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So like I was just sweating profusely, and my muscles were weak. And then after like standing up and stuff was like, it was like my muscles were weak. And then about 6 hours later, I was like fine. So it went through me pretty quick, but I still have that like extra phlegm in my chest. You know what I mean? That you can't quite get it up, and my taste
Yeah.
is still a little skewed. So, but
Well,
yeah,
ginger tea, and I cannot say this word, what you get what I'm saying?
yeah,
Uh,
cinnamon, yeah,
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 and
yeah,
honey,
and
fresh
honey.
ginger.
Yeah, that's I've been hearing that's the ticket. Me, I've been making those what do you call them, hottie toddies, you know,
Hey,
and
yeah,
I'm not a big drinker or anything, but I will put a little 1942 in that mug. So I've been okay, I've been okay, just trying to get better.
yes. Well, I'm so glad that you are. I'm so glad we get to do this interview. It's
Yeah,
been a
I'm
minute.
excited. I'm terrified. I'm terrified because
You can't
I
be
don't I don't
terrified.
open up
You
to a
can't be
whole lot of
terrified.
people, so I'm definitely a little concerned about what's coming up. But we're just gonna roll with it.
Well, there. I try to take it easy on the questions and whatnot, so they're kind of like cliche questions.
Okay,
So,
all
you
right.
know, I won't throw you too far off ground.
You
You
know
get
what's
what I'm saying?
crazy? Like I'm like I'm one of those people that like in real life, I can't hold water. You know what I mean? So like I can't keep no secret. You know what I mean? So like if I got a girlfriend, the
Oh,
whole world knows I got a girlfriend. You know what I mean?
oh,
You know
man,
what I mean? Hop into Walmart and be like, yeah, she's nice.
you know,
Yeah.
I might, now that you say that, I might just, throw something special in there. Um, you know, so it can be the K Will interrogation room, you
Okay. That's okay. That's okay.
know. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start my intro right now
Okay.
because obviously this is for the TV show.
Okay.
Um, so I'll start the intro, and then I'll have you go ahead and introduce who you are,
Okay.
and then we will go right into it.
Okay. Cool. Do I have time to go grab some water? A
You
bottle
do
of
have
water?
time.
All
Yep.
right. I'm gonna
Two
go grab
seconds.
some real quick.
1 Mississippi. 2 Mississippi. I'm kidding.
All right. Back.
What took you so long? Just kidding. All right. I'll let you sippity sip on your water.
Yes. So I need to introduce myself. You said is how we started.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce the name of the TV show first, and then
Okay.
I'll take it away. And after I say interviewing their life by Devo, then I'll give you the floor to introduce who you are, and then
Okay.
we'll go right into it.
Okay.
Mhm.
That'll
Oh,
work.
and a one,
Mhm.
And a two. Hey everyone, it's the girl with the curls, K Will, rocking with you for a brand new edition of the K Will Interrogation Room here on Signature Series Network. I hope everyone's having a blessed day today on this beautiful, bright, and sunny day today. I will be interviewing the one, the only Mr. Nerd Live by Devo. Go ahead and take it away, introduce who you are, and let's get into this.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. My name's Devo, and I go by Nerd Life by Devo, and I'm a soul and soul artist from, I guess, rapper, soul artist, soul rapper is actually kind of how I've branded myself. I'm a soul rapper from Houston, Texas.
Nice, nice. Houston, Texas, where everything's big, even the fro. You know what I'm saying?
Already.
All right, so I got some not too intimidating questions because Mr. Devo, Nerd Life by Devo, was, a little scared and whatnot, so I
Yeah,
didn't want to scare him away.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, but it's gonna be fun. I'm excited. I'm excited. For you guys that don't know much about me, I am an anonymous artist, and I go by Devo. So Kay will just call me Devo. But and so with that, me being an anonymous artist, I don't open up to a whole lot of people. But we're gonna take the time and have some fun with it. So I'm ready.
yes. I'm gonna start this off because you probably get this all the time. What is the purpose of being anonymous?
Yeah, that's a great question. Great question. So with me, when I was younger and I've was trying to create and do music and stuff like that, I always tried to do it kind of like everybody else did. I was always it was all about me, my flesh, my talent, serenading the ladies. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It was always like that. But within it was always a conflict within. And so I wanted to when I started creating, I was in college and kind of had this this moment where I just wanted to quit everything and just really call to create music, but this time I wanted to do it different. I didn't want to do it for me. I wanted to do it for God, in
Mm-hmm.
service to our creator. So I want to create music for him. It's not about me, it's about him. So I want you guys to, be focused on the message, not the messenger, so that this
Amen.
selfless way of creating gives me the ability to, keep my promise and, covenant with him, but gives me this ability to think outside of the normal way people create music, perspectives and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
That's incredible. Not many people, I don't even know another artist that actually does that. So that's very humbling to you. And it also shows me a little bit about myself as well, as far as humble. Um, that inspires me, to be real.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, I appreciate it. I mean, I just, I've created this hip hop series called the Codex, and there's a lot of different parts of the Codex. You guys are just seeing a portion of it now, released through music, but I've got bigger plans for that, and it's all going to kind of come together full circle. And again, it's about him. It's not about me. I'm just just want to praise his name. you know
Amen. So tell
Amen.
me how hard it was from going to secular to Christian. I know it was probably a struggle in the beginning.
What's crazy, and this is when I was real little, I grew up with like a recording studio in my home. Okay, so I grew
Mhm.
up like around music, right? But like I was kind of like one of the cooler kids growing up, and I didn't ever want no one to know that I had that type of talent. You know what I mean? Like I was always, I was like the the athlete, you know what I mean? I was the, you know what I mean? So I didn't really want people to know that, okay, that, you know, this guy can sing. It wasn't really cool. You know what I mean? So it was something I always did behind closed doors. But you know, when I got a little older and I started creating music, it, it was like my voice was taken away from me, honestly. It was like that person that, like, you know, works on his crossover all day long. It's got his crossover perfected, but like the moment it's time to use it, you know what I mean, he can't set it up right, you know what I mean? Like it's just wasn't, it just wouldn't, like nothing would come out, you know. And it was you know, it was kind of frustrating. I remember being in situations where, you know, people wanted me to, you know, sing their hook and stuff like that with like rappers in Houston, you know, rappers people have probably heard of, and just like not being able to let the music come out. So honestly, when I started creating this way, I felt like I can't keep the music from, I can't hold it back. You know what I mean? Sometimes I'm able to finish these, you know, this music, like, you know, in an hour or two. You know what I mean? So it's I don't know. It seems like that's definitely the way that I'm able to create and flow, and I'm just thankful for it. And I'm you know, play my part in you know, whatever the plans are. You know, if that, you know, kind of answers your question.
Oh yeah, for sure it does. For sure it does. And I love the way that you went into depth about it. That shows passion, which is one thing you already know about me. We've had talks about this, but passion is what really gets me. If I can feel your passion, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
So I love how passionate you are with your answers.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yes. Well, this one I know you get a lot too, but can you break down what nerd life stands for?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So the Nerd Life stands for needing eternal redemption and deliverance. You know, and so when I first started creating music, I really just wanted my name to be Devo. I wanted to be Devo. Okay, Devo. That's who I am. That's the essence of who I am. You know what I mean? And there were so many names that or artists that already have that name, that it was like you know, I couldn't pick that name in Spotify. It was just, you know, I couldn't, you know, it was just difficult to, you know, brand myself differently than everybody else. So I prayed on it, and you know, I was like, okay, well, since I am kind of making this, you know, I guess Christian music, or music that has, you know, spiritual elements, you know what I mean? You know, maybe I should try to encompass both, you know, in my artist name. And so that's kind of how I came up with Nerd Life by Devo. But all my friends call me Devo. It's literally just to make myself different than the other 5, 10, 11, 12 artists out there that's kind of got the same name.
And well, I understand that it is probably amongst like everything else in the music industry, I think getting your name is probably the hardest thing because there are so many people who have the same name and you have to like change it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, but I feel like this was God ordained
Yeah.
because the meaning behind nerd life
Right.
is
Right.
so powerful.
Yeah, I mean, we all need deliverance. I mean, you know, that's the purpose of our existence, is to, you know, I mean, we sometimes we get so, you know, caught up in what's going on in our moments now, and you know, with work and taking care of family and kids, and you know, drama and politics. You know, we get so focused in the now that we
Mhm.
forget that there's a whole timeline that our of our lives, right? And through that timeline, we got to get it right. You know what I mean? That you know, we, you know, through that timeline, that journey is to get to heaven. You got two places to go. You know what I mean? So
Exactly.
you know what I mean. You know, you sometimes you have to kind of think about that total journey, and you know, I felt like we all need that. So you know, why don't we just you know, since that's really one of the biggest themes in the codex and me creating music, you know. I felt like it kind of fit home. And then, the nerd life, you know what I mean? That's kind of different too. You see a lot of geeky comics and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I can play on that a little bit. You feel me?
Yes. I love the I love the geeky comics.
Yeah, the anime, and that's I kind of geek out, Geek Squad, over here.
Geek Squad. That's
Yep.
dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, let's talk about Codex though. So how
Yeah,
did all right, man, everything that you do is so powerful. The names, even the names, like I said before, not only our artist name, but how you title your songs. It's not
yeah,
just like you throw something out there. There's definitely purpose behind everything that you as an individual, Vivo, puts
yeah,
out. And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I would love to hear how Codex came about.
Yeah, so the codex is the meaning behind the codex is it's slated to be this series of 11 bodies of work, right? So I want to have 11 volumes in the codex, right? And you guys know, like, if when you look back in history, the codex is typically like some type of like a spiritual manuscript, some type of ordained writing, you know what I mean? Something, you know what I mean? So that's kind of, it kind of fits with what I'm doing. So, it's, I want to have 11 bodies of work, right? 11 bodies to represent, the, what's the best way to call it? 11 bodies of work that are all focused around getting to heaven. Okay. And so I chose 11 because, and element 11, which is a really important number for me because, I wanted to acknowledge the 11 disciples that that were true to Christ. That, I mean, you had, Judas, he, turned on Jesus. You had the 12 disciples, but there were like 11 real, I don't want to see use the N word, but there were 11 people there that were, true followers of Christ. And I just wanted to honor them. So that's kind of how I came up with element 11. And so the codex is slated to have 11 bodies of work. Uh, and then there's, the plan is to have a, animated series where I can implement those bodies of work, and then that'll kind of tell the entire story.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That is dope. I don't know many artists that actually have that kind of plot, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
to what they got going on.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's it's cool. It's really cool. It's something that I've been I work on, and so it's constantly, writing my, script and creating music. Yeah, and then I guess, like you said, being a CEO.
Right? Mr. CEO.
Mhm.
So, okay. So since you have this plan, are there times that like you are writing something and it doesn't go with what you just released or the previous let's just say story and you go off the rails for it?
Yeah,
Like,
well, that's a great question because that is a really good, valid question because just like everybody else, I'm human, right? So there's definitely times when I'll want to throw out a bar that is like, what I mean, may not be in line with what I'm creating, you know what I mean, but you know one thing that and we all know that there's power in people's platforms, there's power in music, there's power in these things. So I have to always go back and do the responsible thing and record the right bar, and what I mean, or what does fit. Prime example, in all of my music, I don't use the N word and I don't curse, right? But that doesn't mean that I don't you know, there's times where that's, you know what I mean, that's what I'm saying, you know what I mean? So may have to go back and flip it to where it's in line with, you know, what I'm trying to create. One of the reasons for not using the N word, I never wanted to, you know, I just want to kind of create a different, a new world, right? I never wanted to, I never wanted to isolate or divide anybody. I want anybody that loves Jesus to be a part of it, right? So to separate that division, because we're all children of God, right? And then curse words and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, I mean, if I, you know, run into a wall right now, you know what I mean, or stub my toe, I'm probably thinking like, oh snap, you know what I mean? But you know, you know, and that's human. That's the human element. But you know, I still have to, especially when it's something that you can record and you can perfect and you can, you know what I mean, tweak. You know what I mean. I want to make sure that that final product is aligned with, you know, the purpose.
Yes. So I know that takes a lot of consistency. So what, how important is consistency to you? And do you ever feel like being consistent isn't worth it in what you do because maybe you doubt yourself or doubt the success of it?
Well, you know, one of the things I've always felt is, you know, and this is with with all music. All music or has trends, right? There's a song hot, and then the song fades out, and then you know what I mean, and then that's kind of the lifespan of that song. You know what I mean? You know, everything's just a trend, right? And so I always wanted to make sure that, you know, I created something that was more of a brand, right? Because you know, music is hot, it's not, but brands kind of stick around, you know. So I was never really concerned with the immediate success of what I do. I just know that I've got to do my part, and I trust that the rest will work itself out. You know what I mean? It's you know, there's certainly times where, you know, long day from work, and you know, maybe I'm not feeling it, or you know, I had, you know, family concerns. It's got me not, you know, wanting to you know, continue to create. But I know as a musician, the money is in, you know, your live shows. You know what I mean? You don't get paid off streaming. You know, the money is in your merch. You know what I mean? So that's, yeah, you know what I mean, and things that you sell, and so I mean, I acknowledge that, but that's not why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's uh, as my commitment, you know, to our Creator. You know what I mean? To just do my part. You know what I mean? And be as consistent and as and work as hard as I can at it, and then I'm just gonna let the rest work itself out. And I feel really good about it because, you know, my drive and my passion has always had me successful in anything I've ever done. It's almost just been blessed, you know, honestly.
That's incredible. That's really good. Yo, okay, so what would you say to somebody who has lost that, who has lost their
Their
will to be
drive or their,
consistent?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was looking at I was reading a book the other day, and it was talking about, you know, when you're you know, running a race, you know, it's never the first step or the fifth step that's, you know, the hardest, and it's not the last step. You know, it's that, you know, 57th step. You know what I mean? That's hard. You know what I mean? So, you know, you have to find joy and passion in what you do, and so a lot of times you find that in what got you in that position from the jump. You know, sometimes through the, you know, legalities and the, you know, of getting everything done, it becomes not as fun, and you know what I mean, the tasks and stuff that come along with it. But you just kind of have to go back to the basics, you know what I mean? Because if you're a creator of music, And you know, music is what got you, you know, going. You kind of have to get back to that focal point, you know, that way you can find joy in what you do, to continue to find that drive and that passion to keep going. Because if you're, you know, looking for this, you know, immediate success, and you're looking for this and that, you know, it's a journey. You know, it is a journey, and it's definitely not easy, you know, to continue going, especially when things aren't going the way that you want. And you know what I mean, you have all these extra tasks that are weighing you down, you know. But you just kind of have to get back to the basics. And typically you can find the you know, you can light that passion by, you know, finding what you know, truly loved from the jump.
I agree with that. And that actually is something that I talk to artists on a daily about. Because I talk to so many different artists, everybody has their own path, their own journey, their own destination that they're wanting to go,
Yeah.
but they have that doubt lying somewhere in them. So it's easy for them to be like, I was just talking to an artist last week who was like, you know what, I'm retiring from music because it's not going how I wanted to go. And he completely announced it on live. He really put it out there, and that is basically the reason why I asked you this question,
Yeah.
um, because it's not just one person out of 100. It's
Yeah.
like probably 50 out of 100. Now
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
wants
Yeah.
to be an artist, but they understand how much hard work goes into it. And then
Yeah.
when that hard work that isn't really getting them to where they want their destination, then it's easy for them to quit.
Right, 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 right. Yeah, I'm just a big believer that, you know, you've got to will that into existence. You know what I mean? You have to make that conscious decision to do what you're going to do, and it may not make sense to anybody, and you may not have, you know, anybody supporting you, but you know, the universe will eventually support that decision. And you know, and before you know it, like, you know, it's like, you know, the acceptance, you know, from, you know, people that have watched you in that journey, you know, becomes, is there, you know. So you just got to will that into existence, you know what I mean? And eventually the people that watched you will appreciate, you know, your impact, you know. And that's with anything you do. If you want to finish college, you just have to will that. You know what I mean? You just have to do it. You can't do, you know. Yeah, there's hard, the classes are hard, it's tough, money's tight, but you just have to do it. And you just got to
In other
know,
words,
and you've got to
go.
know that you're going to complete it. You got to know it. There's a knowing,
Yep.
you know.
In other words, go get it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, because you already know what question's next.
Hmm.
Let's talk about go get it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yo. Okay, so I read up on this a little bit, and you know, um it's funny because what I read, you weren't really talking to other people and telling them to go get it. You were talking to yourself.
I
Um
was. I was.
and yes, that's
Absolutely.
beautiful.
Yeah, there's a lot of the music that I create or is conversations with myself and with, you know, God, you know, a lot that's very, very like prevalent in the codex. And so absolutely, you know, and you know, a ton of songs are about my journey, and you know, me, you know, concerned, and me, you know, worried, and me, you know, so that's there all the time. Absolutely. You know, just the human element of, you know, and the feelings of, you know, one of the first songs I made is like "I'll Find My Way," you know, and attack that hook. I think I told you this the other day. Like, you know, I always attack music like sometimes as different people that I'd want to collaborate with. You know what I mean? So on that particular hook, like it's called "I Attacked It Like Michael Jackson." You know what I mean? So I attacked the hook mad. And it was like,
Yeah.
no matter what people say, no matter, I'm gonna do it for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's um, it was one that, it was a song that did really, really good too. It's more of an R&B song that's on volume one. I've got next, but absolutely, I'll find my way. You know what I mean? So
I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. And you talking about collaborations, you must be in my mind right now because that's the next question.
yeah,
Yo, every
uh-huh,
question so far, it's like I feel like you are in my mind.
yeah,
You're literally we're telepathic. I don't know what it is,
yeah.
but
We got some chemistry going on for sure.
yes, yes. Yo.
um, so from a collaboration standpoint, I haven't done one yet, but I certainly would be interested in doing collaborations in the future. I think it'd be, the way that I'd want to attack it is, to maybe do the hook, you know what I mean, to and then let whatever artists that I collaborate with attack that, the verses and stuff like that. I'll probably do more of a more of an R&B feature. I felt like
Mm.
would be more appropriate, if I were to do a collaborate with somebody.
What
Yeah.
about let's just say collaborations, if they are trying to do like a music video, would you put maybe a story and create a story animated for
Yeah.
you, or how would that go about? Because that would be
Yeah,
interesting.
I think that's one of the reasons that I haven't done one, because I know that, creating music with me becomes, there may be some challenges when you're, trying to, whether it's music videos or trying to do a show, and you know what I mean, and me not being available to perform that piece. But I think that kind of makes it interesting and fun, so we have to get creative on how we could do that music video. I don't know if um, I don't know, I think it becomes kind of interesting. Probably what we would do is I've got a really talented team that helps me create content, so I'm pretty sure that we could work something out to where we can have kind of a fun vibe with it, while still you know uh, playing on my anonymity.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have a few people in mind that I would love to connect you to as far as that.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be any rush or anything like that, because I would love for you to just, I understand you,
Yeah.
you as Devo, like you.
Yeah.
Um, so I would want you to connect with them and get to know them
Yeah.
first
Yeah.
and go about maybe some testimonies that you both have and go
Yeah.
into that, agenda, and
Yeah.
then
See
from
if
there
there's
you guys can, yep.
yeah. Yeah, I'd totally be cool with that. I really would. I think that honestly, you send me the MP3, you know what I mean? And if the beat's hot, and I'm feeling it, and I'm always, spirit led, you know what I mean? I'll just do my
Yes.
thing. But the only thing that would be a requirement for me is, is that there are no curse words, there are no
Yeah,
derogatory things toward women, or anything like that, or and I probably wouldn't want the N word in it either.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
So
people I haven't,
long as the things are aligned from that aspect, I'd be cool with it.
yeah, the people I have in mind, they're kingdom. It's kingdom music. You feel
Oh,
me?
cool, perfect.
So yeah, all day. I already, boy,
Yeah,
I know you.
I'm game. I'm up for it. I
Yeah.
my the one thing that's been a big challenge for me is just time. That's my biggest challenge, is time, and I wish I had more of it, but my time is just very, very limited. So that's been the only thing that it's really been a holdup between managing the team that I've got, and
Yes.
the business, and then the creating music, and then you know uh, my script and stuff like that. I mean, I'm constantly going, and then of course got family, and you know just stuff like
Exactly.
that. Yeah. So
Exactly.
yeah.
All right.
So
So
I got a
one.
question for you.
Oh, oh,
Oh,
oh.
oh yeah, I got a question for you. I got a question for you. So
Okay.
tell me, how did you get in radio?
Oh, okay. I am very passionate about music, period.
Yeah.
Um, and the reason that I'm even a part of this whole platform is because before Blaze Hunter was my boss, he was my best friend.
Okay.
And he knew me more than anybody in the world has
This.
ever known me.
Yeah.
And
He.
he's seen this in me
Yeah.
before I even did.
Really.
And and he tested it out and I'm here now. But there
Yeah.
was a lot of how I said earlier, how I asked you earlier about the doubt
Yeah.
and and I'm like, okay, well I'm and here's the power of tongue. This is how important it is to watch what you speak. Because back then I was like, I could never, I could
Right.
never do that. I'm
Right.
too
Right. Right.
shy.
Right.
Yeah, and now I have two TV shows,
Right.
a
Yeah.
radio show,
Yeah.
covered a magazine, and
Shout
so
out to
many other
Blaze real
things.
quick for seeing the vision. Shout out to Blaze.
Shout out to Blaze.
Shout
Yes.
out to Blaze, man. You know, I was talking to him the other day, and he told me that he creates children's stories, and I was like,
Yes.
"That's so dope. That is so dope." So shout out to Blaze real quick. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, you would, oh man, I know you got so much going on, but you do animation and everything. Maybe you guys can connect
Yeah,
in a way to
yeah,
where you do like a storyline for the children.
yeah,
And
yeah,
man,
yeah.
woo,
That would be cool. That'd be cool. You know,
yo, yes,
I feel like I create music for you know what I
yeah,
mean. Is it's it's music with purpose. You know what I mean. It's not that secular sound. It's it's
exactly.
that you know trying to just trying to do something a little different. So um,
Yes. And that's
that's
why what grabbed my attention from you from the jump.
yeah,
And we talk on this too. Your different sound
yeah,
is what
yeah,
got my attention.
yeah. So probably the biggest reason, you know, I when I started doing this, I'm brand new. You're like I'm so brand new at this. Let me tell you, like before 2019, the end of 2019, you know what I mean? I did not know anything about anything that I'm doing. So I'm really, really green at this. No one, sat down with me and kind of showed me how to set everything up or showed me how to create music or showed me how to do anything. I just literally put a beat in my DAW and Logic. I use Logic Pro, and that same day I recorded Life That Won't Stop. And so I'm still polishing up things because a lot of those previous recordings, don't have the best mix. I didn't know how to do it. You know what I mean? It's just me doing it, and it doesn't make sense for me to pay so much for one song when I have so
Mhm.
many songs that I'm doing. So it's really a process of me learning how to how to polish up and how to get better. One of my favorite comedians, I can't remember, I want to say, yeah, it was Chris Rock. He said, don't judge me by the joke that bombed in the club. You know what I mean? Judge me by the Netflix special that everyone can't wait to see. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So you're constantly polishing up things. You're constantly revising, things and evolving as
yes.
as an artist, as a person. So it's my biggest advice to people is just start. Who cares if it's not exactly what you want? You'll get there. Just start. Don't be scared to. A lot of people like to wait for things to be in the right conditions before they get started with their task. Just start, put it out, you know what I mean, and just keep going, you know what I mean. And eventually you'll figure it out, and uh there's power, and there's you know um, um, what's the word I'm like? There's, well, you know, when you level up and you grow, that's exciting. You know what I mean? It's exciting when you get better at something or when you grow. It's like, you know, me, obviously I'm into animation and stuff and little games, but when your little character evolves, you're playing Pokemon and that thing evolves, that's kind of cool. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or you're playing, FIFA or, you know what I mean? NFL, and like you level up, that's exciting. You know what I mean? So
Leveling
you're
up
just
is
leveling
always
yourself.
exciting.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And that's what, I kind of spoke on this, and I know this is a kind of sort of off subject, but at the same time, not really. But I
yeah.
made a post today about basically how the artists of today, I
Hmm.
won't say all, but I will say quite a few, stick to the agenda of degrading women,
Yeah,
drugs,
yeah,
and their lifestyle,
yeah,
or worse, they're capping on a lifestyle that they don't even have.
yeah, yeah,
And we are stuck in this loop of crappy music.
yeah. You know,
And when you hear the music that is here to evolve, we have music who is or that's like way on the other side of things, and
yeah,
people
yeah,
would rather stick to the agenda of what was, or what the
yeah.
stagnant route,
So
you know.
absolutely, I'm a very, very spiritual, believer and stuff like that. And I know and acknowledge that, satanic agendas and hip hop music and stuff like that. And, I acknowledge those things. And that's part of what I wanted to be the opposite of as well. You know what I mean? I wanted to create, a different type of vibe for our kids, our future. You know what I mean? I wanted them to be able to vibe to something that isn't always, you know, uh, putting us in that headspace, because music is infectious. You know what I mean? Like you can listen to a track and it can have this effect on you. You know what I mean? You listen to a lot of words that are are negative, and trap beat. You know what I mean? You become that's who you are. You know what I mean? You're feeling that. You know what I'm saying? You're speaking that out your mouth now. You know what I mean? And that's part of what Satan wants. He wants you to say, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to flip that. You know what I mean? And I know it's there's nothing sexy about, right now at least, you know what I mean, about like a positive music, or elevated thinking. But there's you've got to plant a seed, you know what I mean, and watch that grow. So it just takes it just takes you know it takes time. It takes commitment. you know and I think that we can enlighten our future generations to create more of a positive vibe, or at least more of a what's the word I'm looking for, because we're all human, at least music that has spiritual elements in it, because music back then used to have that. Even though Pac was like, what I mean, said bad things, he was still, talking about trying to get to heaven. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like now, now it's just like you can't do that. You can't talk about that anymore. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You
exactly.
can't pray in schools anymore. You know what I mean? You can't. So I mean that's I'm constantly in this battle with satanic agendas, and just trying to do my part. You know. You know.
Otherwise, what's the meaning? Hint,
Right.
hint.
What's the meaning? Right. Right. So I felt so bad, and when I wrote that song, there's a couple bars in there that I kind of wish I had removed out, but the yeah, that was a fun song to create. It really was. My The producer on that one, and the producer on Go Get It, by the way, is Telling Beats, super dope producer. Love to work with him. We got a lot of projects that we work on. And then outside of him, probably the producer that I've got the most charisma with is Obi Triple. and he's also my bandmate in Global Rhythm. So we create a lot of music together, and he created that beat for what's the meaning, and I immediately vibed with it, and I was on a whole different you know vibe there. I felt like Childish Gambino in that mug. You know what I mean? Trying to, but it was a fun song. It was a fun song. You know.
Yo. Well,
Yeah.
okay, so I'm very curious to what part didn't you like about that song? Because I think that it was well put together.
Well, there was a little part in there where I think I talk about, my journey as a person, and being a just a better human, and I don't know. I talked about being in just trying to be a better person. Not being in nightclubs and trying to allure women and stuff like that. Just trying to be a better person.
Well, I'll tell you my favorite line from it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna rap it, sing it, none of that, because
yeah.
the girl with the pearls don't do none of that,
I
okay?
don't
So
believe it. I don't even believe it. Your talented self.
oh God. Now my face is burning. All right, so I'm gonna read it like I'm telling you a story, because that's what it is.
Okay.
Sit down, children. All right, anyways.
Right.
Um, all right, so you said the Holy Spirit, man, I bask in this.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm telling you like you don't know. But
Yeah. Yeah.
the love for Jesus Christ, a fashionist,
Yeah. Yeah.
destination heaven. And destination heaven
Yeah.
is probably the most powerful of that whole thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I had some fun with that one for sure. Especially the way that song like flips. You know what I mean? But yeah, that part was that part was really fun. Um,
yeah, I
and
like
then
out of the whole
about
thing.
that boy element
Yeah.
11. Yeah. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, no, I'm gonna put you on the spot. You can go ahead, sing it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go.
Man, I'm totally on the spot right now, but like yeah, I think Destination Heaven about that boy, Element 11. Um I can't even think of what I said right there, but yeah, it was a fun song to create, and it did not take long. Whenever the beats are whenever the music really moves me, it's so effortlessly to create music, and so I always appreciate artists or producers that can bring that out of me. And he's definitely one of those producers that can just like a puppet, just what I mean, just move me. So I appreciate
Yes,
it a lot,
that's
for sure.
important.
Oh
That's
yeah,
very
yeah.
important.
Yeah, sometimes like as an artist, you get all these producers that'll just be spam you with music, and then you hear their beat, and it's like this loop. You know what I mean? Just what I mean, and you're trying to come up with stuff, and it's like you're just, even though it's dope, you're not really it's not really doing anything for you. But whenever I get beat music from those guys, it's just you know song done in an hour or two. You know what I mean? Um,
I
so
love that, man.
yeah,
It's because you got so much creativity in your mind that and I'm not saying it's gonna be like this for all
yeah,
music, but obviously, but you have so much in your mind, and I used to be like that because I used to write a lot of music back in the day,
yeah,
and you just have it's like you have so much that all right, it's like a balloon. You put so much air in it, and if you put too much, it's gonna explode. So
yeah,
what happens is you have all that creativity in your mind. It's just going and going and going, and when you get it to paper, when you put the pen to the paper, it
yeah,
all comes out like word vomit.
yeah,
So I think that is, you
yeah,
know, that's
yeah.
dope,
I
man.
need, I need to, that's that's something that I something that I definitely can relate with 100%. My Obi, he'd always tell me, man, you got to let the track breathe, bro. You got to let the track breathe. And like in my mind, I'm hearing this, and I'm hearing that, and I'm hearing this, and I'm trying to like put it all together. So I mean that's but he always does a good job of balancing me out. It's almost like whenever we do get together on music, it's like I need that executive producer or something. You know what I mean? To kind of go like, okay, well, all
Yes.
right, let's back this down. Okay, let's lead with this and let's drop this out. But that's that refining process. I'll get there. I'll get there. Yeah,
You will though, you will, because you have that mindset. It all goes back down to your mindset. And
yeah,
when you have that mindset of determination and consistency, like we talked on earlier,
yeah,
those two, no matter what obstacle comes in your way,
yeah,
it you're going to have enough of that to get over it. And then
yeah, yeah,
obviously the faith in God, which is sometimes that's a question I want to ask you too,
yeah,
because sometimes you feel like there's just so much pressure and there's like, man, this is going and it's not going the way that I planned, you
yeah,
know. How can I put my faith in God or yeah, how can I put my faith in God with everything going on this way when God said that He's going to take care of me? Like,
yeah.
is this ever something that you've been through, experienced, and how did you come out of it if you have?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I can't I can't say that I've ever had an experience or a moment where I've doubted and doubted him, you know what I mean, or
Mhm.
doubted his plan. I acknowledge, and this is going to be one of the comics that and part of my I acknowledge that things don't happen the way that we want them to. You know
Mm,
what I mean? I acknowledge that, okay, if I pray for something, you know what I mean, and it doesn't happen the way that I want it to, that doesn't mean that God didn't answer that prayer. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And so I always kind of look at life like that. So I can't say that I've ever doubted, because there's just something different that's always gone on with me. But I will say that I have always been a person that has you know prayed on for everybody all the time.
mm.
You know what I mean? And so that's something that I definitely need to pray for, is to make sure that people don't lose themselves or have that doubt and
Mhm.
stuff like that. That's I know that sounds kind of odd, but
Oh
that's
no,
that's really, as odd as it sounds, exactly who I am. I'm that guy that walks up, meets a stranger, and prays for him. You know what I mean? um
that's
you
exactly
know what
what
I
we're
mean?
meant to
And
do. That's why
yeah,
we're created.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a good journey. The only thing that I wish in this whole scheme of things is that I just had more time that I can deliver and work on things. You know what I mean? That way I can see things move. You know what I mean, the way that you expect them to. But I get that. There's it's a journey, and I'm just thankful that I'm able to use my talents and gifts for his purpose. And it's I'm just very thankful, and I have fun with it too. So
Yes, that's very important. Very important to have fun and have passion with what you got going on because it's at the end of the day, it's art. And have you ever seen an artist or somebody, finger painting and be mad as hell? No.
no, 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 not at all. Not at
I
all.
see that might be a comedy skit that we have to do one
Yeah,
day.
yeah, it's therapeutic, man. It's so therapeutic to express yourself and stuff like that. So I mean, um, I highly recommend everybody do something. You don't want to keep that bottled up,
Mm.
you want to, what in whatever manner you express yourself, whether it's art, whether it's um, you know building, you know what I mean, whether it's creating home renovations, you know what I mean, just express yourself,
Yes, I agree 1000% on that part.
yeah.
Um, I got one more question for this interview. Then I got something special I'm gonna do with you.
Okay.
Because like I said earlier on, you said that you are open book. Okay, so basically, so I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Oh boy.
Well, you put me on the spot, so it's only
Okay.
fair.
All right. Okay. Okay. All right.
All right,
That's fair.
so of all songs that you have written,
Okay.
all of them, what song inspires you the most or impacts you the most?
So the song that I'll tell you, I'll answer this two ways. The song that I had the most fun creating was One Love, because that was really kind of sparked that was the first song that me and Obi had done together. And it just opened up all of this, this different jazz, soul, rapping, you know what I mean, like vibe. So that's a song that probably was, I guess maybe empowered me the most. Well, I can't say empowered me the most, but yeah, but by far the song that like really maybe changed things for me a little bit, and or to answer your question, that song that um, yeah, really empowered you the most is a song called Enmity. And the reason is that this song I kind of do some different perspectives. And so whenever I think, I'm always having these conversations with myself and God, and so this in this song I kind of put that on in music. And so I was like really terrified to put it out, you know what I mean? I was terrified to put it out, but I was just kind of led to just do it, you know what I mean? And the song just did really well. It's probably the most, one of the songs that I get the most SoundCloud DMs about. I get the most, messages about, and just feedback about. And so, in that song, my hook is, I feel this pain and I'm feeling lost inside, deep in my mind. I feel like I'm going to lose my mind. And then I say, Dear Lord, please ease the enmity. I can't bear another loss. I can't lose a friend of me, and my heart, you're dear to me. In the Bible, I believe. So much anguish in my heart. Um, anyway, so I keep going, and then and so that verse, that chorus, or that hook is kind of referencing, Jesus, you know what I mean? I just lost Jesus. And so the first verse, I'm like rapping from, Jesus's perspective. The second verse, I'm rapping from, God's perspective, answering the why. And it was just such a powerful song. And I was just terrified to put it out. Like, I can't create music this way, you know what I mean? But like, it's just did so well, so that was the song that probably like, scared me the most. But like, it was like, the song that probably is the most talked about, or the most appreciated, so if that answers your question.
And it's always, well, I won't say always, but um, I believe the last artist that I interviewed said something quite similar
Yeah.
because he was afraid to put something out as well.
Yeah.
And it was the most like requested or
Yeah.
um played song. And I feel like it's because of the power of that song, because it's
Yeah.
that testimony of that song is something that people can really, truly, genuinely relate to,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
don't feel alone, and it tugs on their heart, and it
Right.
just shows them who God really is. And if God can bring you out of that situation,
Yeah.
they God could take them out of that
Oh
situation.
yeah. Yeah. Oh,
And
for
how
sure.
present he is. God is everywhere, all times, all
Yeah.
day.
Yes.
Anywhere, any place.
Running through all of us at all times. It's
Yes,
so amazing to be, everywhere and, all at the same time. You know what I mean? And so,
yes,
I get it. But yeah, I was terrified to put that song out. Like I didn't even know how I made the song. You know what I mean? Like I didn't I like it was almost like I wasn't even like present when it happened. You know
yes,
what I mean?
yes.
And then it was like, what? Wait, what is this? And just people just liked it so much. And that was on Running the Point. That was volume 2. It's called Enmity. Definitely should check it out.
Yes, I have to. I actually, when I was finding or looking for questions to get inspired by,
Yeah,
um, I came across it, but I didn't listen to it, and I was just like, I haven't seen this one yet.
yeah,
And so I was gonna listen to it, but I was like, no, we're crunched on time. Let me go ahead
yeah,
because I had a few other questions that I had to write down. So I was like, yeah,
yeah.
let me go ahead and just
Kind
watch
of
it.
like on Go Get It, where I have that conversation with myself. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
kind of similar to that, but it's yeah, it's super dope, and you know, but I'm really excited about what's coming up.
Ooh.
I'm really excited about what's coming up. So I've got a song that's going to come out, should be on all streaming services in the next month or so. It's going to call Pull Up in Order. And then I've got a
Ooh.
couple other pretty special tracks that I'm really excited about that you'll see on volume 4. And then, so I'm planning on releasing that entire compilation near the, fall end of the year.
Man,
Yeah,
it's so crazy. We're already halfway.
I know. Time flies.
Yeah, time flies. And you were just talking about how you want some more time.
Yeah,
And I felt that to the core because just thought about that. I was like, man, we're almost at Christmas.
I
We just
know.
had Christmas and
Yeah, I know. I know.
yeah.
But just thankful, just thankful.
Yes. Yes. It definitely, man, you and I are the same in that because so many people didn't make it this year alone.
Yeah,
I'm just talking
yeah.
like, yeah,
Yeah,
and
no,
the
with
fact that
this
we are
whole
here.
pandemic and,
Yes.
this, I know we talked about having COVID, but a lot of people weren't
Make
able
it.
to get through that, virus or whatever that is, in their system. So, I mean, I'm just thankful, family is healthy and,
Mhm.
things are, fruitful and I'm just thankful.
Amen. Amen.
Yes, man.
Well, we've come to the end of the interview,
Okay.
but we
Okay.
do have, I say we, it's just me, yeah, but I do have something um, that I want to put you on a hot seat for.
Okay. Okay.
So, you do so much music and there's so much creativity in your mind.
Hmm.
And I really wanted to emphasize on that earlier on because what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you do a second verse freestyle to a first verse song that I am going to do with you right now.
Okay. Okay. We could try. I'm not good. I'm not good, but we could try.
I've never done this, so I am nervous. I'm putting myself in a hot seat too.
Okay.
I figure we can get through this together.
We can figure it out together. I like
Yes, we
that.
can. Yes, we can. In the name of Jesus.
Come on, somebody.
Oh gosh. Like, all right. Woo! Here we go. All right.
Okay.
So this is something that I've written a long time ago,
Okay.
and it's not, I didn't record it or anything like that.
Okay.
And you can just go on after I'm done. So when you get the opportunity to live your life, make sure to live it like you're running out of time. Don't stop because the ignorance says it ain't right. Listen to your heart because it's all in your mind. Need a Be a leader and never follow wings. Stay true to yourself and love your enemies. You can get where you're going if you just believe. Life is a gift that we're opening. The shot is following, but never be afraid. Understand that confidence misses through the day. Too many times we push things aside, but we gotta open up and finally realize that has a bullet and there's no name on it. Gotta keep, gotta keep moving
Wow.
before they claim mine, and never give up and never give in. Cause there's too many consequences if you don't win. You understand?
Wow. I love that. I love everything about that. I can't follow that up. Are you kidding me? That's dope. That's dope. I need to put, man, listen, I need to collaborate with you. No, I really like that. I really like that. That was like completely, um, yeah, that was incredible. I like that so much.
Thank you. Thank you. My face is like redder than, uh, I don't even know if is redder a word? I don't know. As red as a tomato. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. Um, okay. 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 Let me see. So I've got to, man, I'm gonna have to look here to see what I can come up with. Let's see. Uh, all right. So man, I feel like I have so much. Okay. So this is like, okay, so I whenever I create music, I will literally write like three or four versions of a song, you know.
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
I will. And so there's a ton of just a ton of poetry, I guess you can call it. But this is a song that I wrote. I can't even remember which track it is, which is for, but it's just called "Looking for Your Spirit." And so I've got been praying all this time, needing guidance for a minute. I'm looking for a sign, Lord. I'm looking for Your Spirit. Another sad day, feeling empty. Steady, another day, sad day, feeling empty within. I'm looking for a sign, Lord. I'm looking for Your Spirit. I'm out here trying to grind. I'm out here trying to grind, indulging, all because I'm missing. I'm looking for Your sign, Lord. I'm looking for Your Spirit. Um, I've been praying all this time, needing guidance for a minute. So I started on that piece just because through our grind and stuff like that, I feel like sometimes we get one thing you don't ever want to be is like numb to God
Mhm.
moving in your life. You know what I mean? You always want to be available for, what I mean? It's like that phone. That's the phone call you need to pick up. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Don't be ignoring that.
Right, right, right. You can't ignore that one, right? And so, there was a a time when I kind of lost myself and trying to be the guy's guy, and you know what I mean, and trying to be in this world, living this worldly life. You know what I mean? Even though that's not really who I am, but you know what I mean. That's what I mean. I tend to be
Yeah.
the light in that life. So everyone's like, always trying to chop it up with me. Hey fam, where you been? Yada yada yada. Here, come over here. Come over here. So it's like, and so in that, in this little, moment in space and in time, I just was, you know, I was just missing that relationship. So I started this piece because I'm looking for you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I eventually end up kind of finding my way back to him. But it's something that we I feel like we all can relate with. So I just please, that advice I can give you, make sure that you are available, for him, and his calling in your life. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
yeah, I fumbled the poem, but that's all I got. My mouth is
Oh
dry.
no, but
It's
the
still
lyrics are powerful, man. The
water.
lyrics and how you clarified it, the
Yeah,
thing is powerful.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm not surprised because it's all you do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No.
Nah, I mean, you had me go after you. You something special. I mean, I'm trying to get you on this codex.
I am we might do something then. We just might.
You know what's
We just
crazy? You know what's crazy for real? You know, it'd be dope. You know, in my previous, you know, compilation, I had a couple little skits and stuff like that in the Codex. Court Vision, the last one I did, but I totally can use your voice and put you in there. You know what I mean? To just kind of,
Oh,
that'd be
yeah.
really fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Send me a little MP3 and I'll throw you in there. You know what I mean?
I
We
would
can have fun.
so love that.
All right. Well, hey, collaborate. You know, on the
Yes.
table.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I appreciate you so much. Appreciate your time and having me on.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course. Um, I appreciate who you are as a human being because you're an artist and you're a human being, but they're one and the same.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're not capping as an
No.
artist, and you're not capping as a human being. You are literally the same person, vice versa. And
Yeah.
that right there, that transparency is something that I wish other people had. A
Yeah.
lot of there's so many people who lack it, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just want to
man.
respect that and appreciate on that real quick
Yeah.
because it's needed,
I
especially these
appreciate it. I
days.
appreciate it. I got things I struggle with. You know, I'm no different than anybody else, but you know, I'm just wanting to, um, you know, just wanting to be, you know, as perfect as I can for, you know, whatever calling God has on my life. You know, I just want to
Yeah.
answer that call to the best of my abilities. You know what I mean? And so that's, you know, that's my thought process behind it. You know, I know it's kind of weird because you know I'm kind of behind the spotlight, but you know you guys are going to get a ton of content from me. You guys are going to get consistency. You're going to get,
Yeah.
you know, someone that's going to deliver on positive media, music, and it's going to, you know, when I can put it all together, it will make sense.
Amen.
Yes, ma'am.
Amen. Well, I appreciate you once again so much. This interview, it was probably one of the best interviews, because of, like I said, the passion and the transparency. It's so vital to me.
You can call me anytime. We could talk. Yeah,
Okay, yeah, you already know.
yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning. What's up,
Yeah,
Devo? You up?
yeah. Yeah, we could talk. We can talk anytime. You know, I
Yes, yes.
for sure.
So everybody, please go ahead and follow Nerd Life by Devo. You'll see him on IG, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, SoundCloud, like everywhere. Blaze It Up Radio. He has his music on there. I'm gonna have him take it away with where else you can find him, how else you can find him, and what,
Yeah,
just give it a
absolutely,
platform.
absolutely. So yeah, my handles everywhere. It's at Nerd Life by Devo. That's Twitter, you know, Facebook. You know, you can find me anywhere there. But if you go to nerdlifebydevo .com, that's N.E.R.D life by DVO.com. That's my website. You can, you know, see everything there. You can find me and, you know, all my different platforms and Discord, my little prayer rooms and stuff like that. I mean, I'm everywhere. So just tap in. I appreciate you. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, yes. I hope everyone has a blessed day. And I hope you have a blessed day, Devo. And we will definitely be talking after this.
Okay. Yeah,
So
we'll talk soon for sure. Thank you. I appreciate you.
appreciate you too.
All right.